What's up, everybody? I'm still having to use my laptop for my 810 mini because of the USB issues and the flickering. So let's get that out of the way. Hopefully, there'll be no technological problems today. So let me get logged in to start looking at comments. Do that first. And then we'll see if I'm going to end up having a guest today. maybe. Jerry liked and will share on my socials. Thank you, sir. Hey, Sharon and Jeff and Pop Pop Moose, Jerry, Sergio, Kenny, Chicago Bob, Highway 70, Steve Smith, Soakin' Ray, Scott Johnson, John Diego, Louis Pounds, Jim Pitts, Aaron Johnson, let's see, Brick Church, Maker Theory, AGO, Kevin Hallbecker, Dave Jackson, Handle It Corral, and Todd. And let me go back up. Jim, just in case you were watching, I actually have the G2 beside me, and I will be able to set that up in LightBurn. So definitely can do. No special guest yet. He has the link. We'll see if he shows. It's someone that has been a guest before, but hasn't been a guest on either my channel or Elmar in quite some time. So hopefully he'll show up. And if you want to know who it is, I can tell you. Or if you want to be surprised, we could do that. Hi, Jack and Kai and Robert. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Let's see. Still need to set this camera up. Let me do that real quick. I had a pop-in visit from family, and I didn't quite get everything set up. I was in the process of setting up, and they showed up about 5:30. So I ran in here about 5 till, and oh, well, got almost everything set up. Yes, you can cut cards with the fiber aluminum card. Let's see. Need power from a camera. Oh, let me get this comment off the screen. Where'd it go? There it is. You can hide that. Little one-on-one. Hello. Not this in. Put this in. Turn this guy on. Ah. All right, so let me get one more cord plugged in. I thought it would be fun to do an experiment for all the 3D printing people here. Let's see how well this filament dryer does from the start of this stream to the end. I have some TPU that has been setting out of a package and out of any sort of bag or anything for quite some time. It's probably been a year. So I want to weigh it beforehand, then let it run in the dryer during the length of the stream, and then weigh it after and see how much moisture is sucked out of there just in that short time. Let's see. And here we go. I'm running out of room. So this is the fixed dry dual roll filament dryer. Get that in the frame there. And it does have grommets so that you can just feed the filament directly out of this to your printer. So it can always be drying. It is on rollers. And then does have the heating element there, and this little cover covers that. And here's our roll of filament. This is some Ninja Tech Ninja Flex that I've had forever. So in order to do a proper scientific experiment, we will weigh it on this precision E-Tech City scale. And let's tear that. Now it's at 0 grams. No, let me pull it over here. I was trying to keep it there. 854 grams. All right, this is resting on the. Okay, 853. Let me get this back up here. All right, so 853 is what it's showing right now. Let's see. There we go. So let's let it run in this dryer during the stream. We'll weigh it before we shut down and see if it works. So it's a pretty simple unit. You can set the temperature and you can set the percent that you want it to end at if there's a certain percentage. Run. Let's see. Excuse me. You don't set the percentage, you set the temperature. I don't know what I was thinking. And then you set the time. So I'll set it for 4 hours at 28 degrees. And then we can just check in on its humidity monitor. What's that? A hygrometer? Hygrometer. But hopefully that drops a good bit. Let's see. Yeah, Steve is drying some TPU in his Polymaker poly dryer. Jerry's going to get one at the end of the month. Little one-on-one says he dries them for about 18 hours or so. So let's see what a difference an hour and a half can make. Somewhere in that realm. Probably not too much, but why not? Something to do. Check out why we're hanging out here. And while that's drying, we're going to swing over to this guy, which is the Monport 60-watt JPT fiber laser. And I have a material test that I need to run on some stainless steel. So here are two pieces of stainless steel. This one still has the cover on it. White plastic, and then here is the raw. I'm running out of room in here. It's a mess. I'd be embarrassed if I showed you this shop right now. All right, we are in focus. And I don't have this camera hooked up at the moment. But this is the camera I was wanting to show you if we have time. But this is a laser camera originally designed for diode laser. A gantry. I tried it out on the fiber and it seemed to work pretty well. I just needed to redo the LightBurn calibration. But it comes with this 4040 extrusion and clamp if you wanted to clamp it onto your open gantry laser. And then a piece of 2040 up here, and then a camera mount at the end. And it's a nice little camera. And if you couple it with a program called Split Cam, you can actually use it as a wireless camera with LightBurn. I almost had that set up and then got busy with work, unfortunately. So I haven't quite got that set up, but it should not be too difficult. And hello, Robert. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. I guess the first thing we should do is get ready to run a material test and find out. Let me check my messages here. All right. So Maker Theory is in chat. He's not going to be able to join the stream. So he is in chat and is going to be popping in and out of chat. So Gio's not going to be able to make it. So sorry, Gio. I wish you could have made it. Hello, Eric. Thanks for joining. Sorry, I forgot to take that comment off the screen. We get LightBurn started and I will pull in this material test. So what I want to do is select the correct laser in LightBurn, Monport 60 watt 200 millimeter lens. All right, it's connected. Then we go to Laser Tools, Material Test. Then there's my presets. And what I want to do is import a preset. Should be right at the top of my downloads folder. Right there it is. And make the theory file, select your laser model and lens, and then here it is. I'm just going to hit select all, import. Now we'll have all of those in there. Let's see, where did we put them? There. Now it says the maker theory file. That's not what we want, but I just thought it would be neat to see maker theory in LightBurn. So here's the one we want, the JPT F290. I'm going to preview that, see what we're working with. There we are. Now we can frame this guy. Let's zoom in. don't know if you guys can see that. I can always switch to a different truck, but it's framing and it's going to run right in this little rectangular area. It's going to run right there. So we'll run this test and see how it turns out. All right. Hey, Steve Ventari, how are you doing this evening? Geo says, feel free to adjust the size if you need to fit the material. Currently, his sizes are set at 2 by 3. We can make those a little larger if you want. It's up to you. Would you rather have apples to apples or apples to green apples? So I can change the size if you think it should. Just let me know. Hey, Jim, thanks for dropping in. Jerry says he received enough donations from his maker friends to order the SVO8 yesterday. Well, very cool. Congratulations, Jerry. I'll go ahead and run the first material test with this, with the default size that Geo has programmed in here. And then I can make it a little bigger for the next one, depending on how long it takes, and see if there's any difference just from changing the size. If we want to do some experimenting. All right, so let's just go ahead and start this first test. I won't run any sort of fan or anything, so we get consistent results across the different type, the different tests. I think I'm going to switch you to a different tripod so that you can get a little closer view. I'll try to not make this a very bumpy ride for you. All right. Jim, this is the Monport 60-watt JPT. Steve, his 2 focal sticks will get here on Tuesday. Great. I figured it would have been quicker than that. I have the Mark II XW hopefully showing up Tuesday. Awesome. I don't have the extra wide, but just the regular Mark II is amazing. You will be quite happy. Now, as you can see there, now that you got you a little closer, LightBurn draws the text for your settings to the left on the y-axis and then also on the x-axis. And the two variables that Geo is comparing here are the Q pulse and the speed. So we're running, let's see, power of 40%, 49%. Power 49%, frequency of 80, interval of 0.004. And then adjusting the Q pulse and speed. Well, that's continuing to run. I want to show you guys this honeycomb. So if you remember, for my CO2 galvo behind me or the UV or the fiber, if I'm doing any cutting, I always use the same brand. It's a Daily Wheels honeycomb, smaller version. Well, they sent me this larger version, asked if I might be able to use it. I'm like, absolutely. The honeycomb on my big CO2 is terrible. So I set this on top of it and ran a few jobs, and this thing is nice and flat. This has markings, as you can see, like what you get with the laserMATIC. So we have a marking of 0 here and 900 here. And then what we got? The 0 down in this corner. Oops. Then 450 in this corner. So if you actually got this set solid in your CO2 and not move around, depending on how your z-axis is, if you have any wobble back and forth, or if it's nice and solid on the ride up and down, you can use this and actually index with it to make using absolute coordinates so much easier. But this thing's almost big enough to put two open gantry lasers side by side, which I was going to set the algo laser gantry on top of it and see exactly how it fit and if you could fit two of them side by side. But yeah, it's sorry, I was looking at comments there. But it's a very nice honeycomb. It looks nice setting in the bed, the CO2. Here's what we got. So there's a little bit of, you got some gold, some blue, and then it starts getting into bronze and black where you saw the sparks. So this side over here was sparky, right through there. Then we got some blues and then some golds. So yeah, let's cut the power and run this again. I'm going to get a link and put that in the chat, Kenny. It's DADY wheels, Dady wheels. All right, now let's cut the power back and get this started again. Let's go to, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to show you this. Max power 49. Let's drop it 10%, go to 39, see where we end up. Then we'll, oops, I did not mean to do that. I closed it. That's why having your material test saved is a lifesaver. Otherwise, you'd be typing everything out over and over again. Let's change this 39. Okay, now start, not close. Blues and golds is what I was going for. All right, we'll see if this gives a little bit better blue and gold toward the middle of the material test. See, Steve says, I have one of the smaller daily wheel honeycombs. It's been holding up well. And Clack just got one of the extended ones. Yeah, let me show you. I have put this thing through some abuse. This is my daily wheels small honeycomb. Oh, I forgot to show you something. That side's not too bad. This side's really bad. If I'm using this on, you see a two gallo back here, of course need this underneath of it so I don't mess up the laser bed. You move this out of the way. So the large daily wheels honeycomb did come with the steel sheet to put underneath of it. You can also use it to make thunder sound effects for your videos. So it's a multitasker. Let me get you that link. Oops, it's in this one. I did a little video on this Daily Wheels honeycomb. But I haven't got it finished and released yet. So here's the link at this time. And let's check in on our material test. I think we're going to have some more color there. Definitely see the gold coming out. Sharon is asking, is there a way to actually place material tests other than the center of the workspace? Not that I'm aware of. It would be nice to be able to move it, but unfortunately, it's just the center. Jack. Hey, Edward. Hi, Nancy. How are you doing this evening? Oh, I see. Duh. What was I thinking? Yes, you can move it. I totally just blanked out on that. Thank you, Gio. I'm glad you reminded me. Sorry, I was a little off there. All right, Sharon, down here at the bottom, X center and Y center. If you change these, it will move it. So right now, 112 is the center of my workspace for this lens that I have on the fiber laser. So if I wanted to move it down here, I would adjust my X center and Y center. So let's say took it from 112 down to 55, it would put it right in this vicinity, right in the center of this square, this quarter of the workspace. So yeah, it can be moved. Not easily, but it can be moved. Focus. Got some blues, a little bit of gold. Trying to figure out the best angle. I like to, it's not showing up on camera as well as it is here. I think I'd like to try that. Maybe with I'm thinking adjust that power to about say meet halfway. Let's go to 44. First one was at 49. We did 39, so let's do 44. Jack's asking, how much will it change the color working off the edge of the lens? I'm going to keep the material test in the center of this galvo lens. However, moving it around in the workspace would be handy for your gantry. With the galvo, don't have to worry about so much, but on your diode laser, it would be handy to move that around. You've got a big sheath right under or in your laser, and instead of running just in the center all the time, you can keep using your big sheet and move it around. I think that's probably what Sharon's wanting to do. All right, let's frame this and we'll run the next one. Now I just saw your message, Gio. Next one we'll do 49 and 21 and vary the frequency of your line distance. Yep, exactly, Jeremy. You end up changing your distance out from the mirror. So in effect, you're going more out of focus, and adjusting focus when you're trying to get color can definitely have an impact. Guy the Jedi, how's it going? Well, I keep hearing the dehydrator kicking on and off, so it's definitely doing some work. I wonder if I can multitask. What's up, Roger? I miss you too. Maybe next Sunday, because I have to work next Friday and Saturday. I'm actually working overtime this week at my part-time job. I'll take it. Want to attempt to remove this camera from this laser while this test is running. Hopefully, I don't color test my skin. It's going to have to wait. You can see where I got my hand in the way during that test. That's what those lines are from. That's why I'm going to have to wait. Yes, I was going to ask you if you needed that in order to show it off tomorrow. So sure, maybe I'll run it over after I get done with the stream. I did an engraving today for the FOP, and maybe I'll just show you guys what I did. Wait, that's clear. Close that down. You folder. All right. And collar test is done. Let's see, pull that back up. Hold on, I'm just transferring some photos over here real quick from my phone to the desktop. Because cannot show anything live. All right, so here is a picture. So this is what I engraved for the FOP today. So there's their symbol I put right there. Put it on a couple magazines as well. This is a Century Arms AP5, so it's a clone of the HK8, the MP5. And I do have my FFL, so I want to make that clear. Now let's go back to our test. That definitely has more blue and gold in it. Let's see. Man, the studio lights are washing it out. I'm sorry. Though it's not as dramatic as the blue on the top. You can see the gold a little bit though. The top three rows are the best blue. The rest of them are kind of faded. Yes, just renewed my FFL. It is renewed. Okay. Now let's go back to our material test and adjust it to Geo's suggestion and see what happens. So we're going back to 49. Q pulse is going to be 21. And we're going to play with the line interval. With frequency. What do you want to adjust? Frequency or line interval? Let's go with line interval. Like 003, 0. Yeah, 0.01 sounds good. Frame it. Start. The, I'm take my setting there. And now we got it. And we'll start it. All right, here comes another one. Hello, V. We're doing some material tests and just kind of hanging out at the moment. Now I'm going to attempt to move my laptop and get this G-Wick laser fired up. Maybe. Those marks on the edges are not quite as sparky as the first test that we ran, but they're still pretty loud sitting here beside it. Yeah, no, not on your own personal firearms. Chicago Wild was asking if you needed an FFL to engrave on your own personal firearms. The answer is no until the ATF decides to make up another random rule. Um, they think that they actually pass laws and write laws, but that's not what they do. There's a specific branch of government that does that, and the ATF believes that they are that branch of government. All right, but that's running. I'm going to plug in the little G2 laser. Sorry, I'm missing a USB cord. I'm gonna have to steal one on another device. All right, our test is done. Let's take a look at it. I did a terrible job framing that one. We have some golds here. Not really a blue. Some golds at the top as well. You do see some of that. And some browns. So you lose the color as the Q pulse hit over 27. And then this color was at about 0.03 to 0.0003, 0.005. Oh, well, it did. It did change the Q pulse. All right, this time it will not change the Q pulse, and we're going to step through frequency from 80 to 180. All right, let's see how this one does. Anybody have any questions or anything you want to ask at the moment? In the meantime, I'll put this next material test back up. Hey, woodworker Gene. Good question, Roger. Hey, Chuck and Paul. Roger asked why he sees two dots. Because the laser beam isn't exactly lined up with the red dot. So that is, you correct for that in LightBurn by telling it how far the offset is. so that whenever it frames, what you see framing is exactly where your engraving is going to go. But this laser has the red dot to be on all the time, so you're seeing the misaligned red dot at the same time you see the lined up laser. Hey, Nipa, how are you today? Leather cutting. How are you referring to doing it with a diode laser or what type of laser? Opinion on the new X Tool Ultra versus dedicated fiber lasers. Let me see what the X Tool Ultra is. I assume that's the F1 Ultra. That's a whole lot of cash to invest in a 20-watt fiber laser. Um, yeah, I would not choose the F1 Ultra 20-watt fiber and diode dual laser engraver. That's just a lot of money. I would get it just a dedicated, 50-watt Raycus fiber before I would invest in that. You can get a 50-watt Raycus for probably less than $39.99. Let me look at the Monport. Their GP50 is probably less than that. Yeah, you can get a Monport GP50, which is a 50-watt Raycus all in one, like the one I have that I'm running these tests on right now. Looks like it's currently $31.99 with $500 off coupon. So $26.99 is what it would be. So I would easily go with that over the F1. We have a blue collar band that runs right through here, and then gold up in this corner up here. You can kind of see that. I should run one of Jeremy's test grids. I have a few of his test grids saved that he graciously sent to me. Let me see if I can find them real quick. But here you'll see the Monport $31.99, coupon $26.99 for a 50-watt Raycus, and it's made just like mine, the all-in-one unit. And then let's go back to that X Tool F1 Ultra, $39.99. Let me refresh that again. So $39.99 for a 20-watt fiber. All these pop-ups driving me crazy. And here we have $31.99 with a coupon makes it $26.99. So those are your options there. I remember which one of these was Jeremy's best one. I think I'm going to run this one, see how it does. This is one I ran on my 80 watt. We'll run it with the 60 watt and see what happens. Obviously, my text settings are a little hot. I got to show you this. Yeah, a little hot on those text settings. Now, this piece of steel warped a little bit on one of those tests. So you'll see on the right-hand side where it marked the text at the bottom that the color is different. That's because the focus has changed where it bent a little bit. So I was hoping when it heats back up, it will flatten back out. And it's up enough that this test won't be entirely accurate because it's going to be up out of focus a little bit on the right-hand side. Text settings look great. Gio was asking how his text settings look. Yeah, they did fine. My text settings, however, were terrible. Hey, Rich, how's it going? All right, while this is running, let's go back to the LightBurn screen. I'm going to right click on the LightBurn icon at the bottom and click LightBurn so we can start a second window. So here's our second window. Wasn't sure if that USB was plugged in or not. Hopefully, didn't lose any sound. All right. Let's see. I just really know it was. All right. So what I want to do is attempt to connect to this Flaky G2. Basically, I want to add a new device, create manually. But first, I want to make sure it's recognized in Device Manager. So here is the Monport. And I might have removed the driver for it. So I'm going to have to find the driver and reinstall it. If I can remember where the USB stick is. All right. In the meantime, let's go back over to our test here. It's not it. Hey, Tyler's in the house. Feel thicker today because I'm on my laptop. Clayton, aloha. Yeah, I'm on two channels and it don't have it to where it shows all the comments on screen. Have to manually show them. So if you're watching on one channel, you won't see comments unless we pop it up on screen. What are you into tonight, Tyler? Anything fun? Seriously. Yeah, that was me. Cooking dinner, trying to finalize 4th of July hats for next week, is what Tyler had to say. Oh, I cannot find the USB stick for the G2, of course. I'm pretty sure I had to change the driver to get LightBurn to recognize it, then switch the driver back to go to their own software. Let me see if there's anything on their site. I don't see it on their site. It shouldn't take any longer. These are bigger squares than the last test that I ran, though. Let's see. I think I found the driver. No, wrong one. That's a TDO. All right, we'll find out. Oh my gosh. Can somebody send me the USB stick for the GWIC G2 laser? Because I can't find it anywhere. It's been so long, I don't even remember what it looked like. I think I found it. Oh, I think I did find it. We check device manager. Now we're in business. All right. It's working now. All right, Jim, now we can walk through this. So this GWIC G2 is not a BJJCZ device, as you normally see in Device Manager. So here is the Monport, which has the BJJCZ card in it. So it shows up as USB LMCV4. And then somewhere in here, we have the Wi-Fi. I'm not sure where it's at. It's in here somewhere. Right here. Cypress. FX2LP sample device. So once you have that driver installed and have that showing up, basically just go to devices, create manually. And what we're looking for is typical fibers we see under the JCZ fiber. But the GWIC G2 is BSL fiber. So select that, click next. Then we want to import the CCAD config. And you'll see right here, it says it's typically called BSL CAD or LMC PAR CFG. So should be right where I just downloaded that. We have this, and it's in the config folder. So let me show you that again. Go to your folder with the software for the G2. Go to the config folder. You want the BSL CAD CFG. Click open. And then let's see if we can do that again. Config. Maybe I had to use a different one last time. Maybe not. No. Maybe it's that. It's not showing me any results here. Let's see. And I can't remember because it's been so long there. I'm just going to hit next. The thing you'll see it doesn't have anything in there. Trying to remember what I had to use. You already have it in there. Oh, the test is done. I'm just trying to figure out which file I had to import last time, where it was located. But I didn't use this software package here. It's not there. There. Not there. Should be one of those. Pretty sure I used the BSL CAD file. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in, see if it imports any of the other settings. Now it's the one that's here at the bottom. Let me select it. Then let's go to settings. And it didn't import any of the scale because on this one, all this stuff was configured, scale ports and all that. So if you have the BSL CAD file that shipped with the laser, or if you just want to send that whole software folder, you can send it to my email address. I'll post that in chat. Pop up, what were you talking about? Were you specifically talking about marking steel with the diode laser and where to start and a material setting test for that? And that test amounted to some like light kind of green stuff. Not very interesting. Yep. Have to bend this back into flat shape and then give it another try. Let's see. I don't have any material settings pre-configured for the diode, but that's something I could do. That wouldn't be too difficult to put together a video on that. That's something I could do for later. But anyway, we'll show you the G2, but it does work. Although my power cord on my laptop is in the way. And before I forget, does anybody remember the weight of the filament roll from the beginning of the stream? Because now I'm drawing a blank. I'm going to have to rewind to the beginning to remember it. For like five. No, I don't remember. I don't know. Not even going to try. All right, so we're an hour and a half in. All right, now we're at 0. So we are teared. 8:53. So it was wavering between 8:53 and 8:54 at the beginning. So now we're at 8:54. So in an hour and a half, that is not enough time to draw any moisture out of that. However, I'm going to let this thing go probably 24 hours and then weigh it tomorrow evening after I get home from work and see where it's at. Yeah, 8:53. So it's still hovering right around where it was. So nothing in an hour and a half. I'm going to change this timer. We're going to bump it up to 24. And that'll be right when I get home from work tomorrow. And here we go. There, the timer's at 24. And then here we have the little G2. And I forgot to switch the camera over. Dummy me. So here's the little quirky G2. And there's that set for 24 hours. Now let's frame that with LightBurn. So there we see the little guys framing. It would help if I focused it. I have no idea where my focus stick is. None whatsoever. I had one for it. Well, let's just start it, and I'll just move this down until we get something. No, for some reason, it's not going to cooperate. Firefighting before start is turned on. That's annoying. It looks like there's a port messed up because it's just wanting to run the red light. There we go. It wasn't a port. That was my setting. So here is a little 20-watt laser working on a piece of poster board. Let's see. Speed is 3,000. Why is this millimeters per minute? Oh my goodness. All right. Now let's try this again. Totally forgot this thing has focusing dots too. And with my astigmatism, I have to wait until 4 dots become 2. There we go. Yep, it is scratch paper. It's a remnant of scratch paper. There. So I just kind of guessed on a setting for that. But yeah. So there's the 20-watt on scratch paper. Scratch paper is great for testing and doing camera alignments and stuff. It's just so much fun. Let's see here. All right, here comes another demo. I just saw somebody pop in chat and I thought, hey, I'll just do a demo real quick and say hi. So, hello, Clack Shack. Yep, I'm going to have to wrap this stream up because I don't want to step on you and Steve. So, I know you guys are getting ready to get started. And I think I might have to go deliver a pistola over to my buddy Roger anyway. So that'll work out. But scratch paper's so pretty. Jerry typed a comment above backwards. Man, it looks like it's reading left to right okay for me. Ah, that's enough. So there's the G2 on scratch paper. It does a really nice job. But before I leave, I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to pull up that same material test that we were running with the Monport, 60 watt. So Geo's material test. I'm going to run it exactly how we ran it, unless LightBurn crashes. Close that. Yep, LightBurn crashed. Let me bring it back up. I really need to send that. Oh, that'd be funny, Tyler. Tyler says, tell someone that I did that with the stick that came with the scratch paper. That'd be really funny. All right, now it's loaded. Now let's frame it. Sorry, this is a little boring. Nope, it's going to crash again. All right, so there's a bug in LightBurn where you cannot run a material test with the BSL Galvo. I'm going to have to send that to support. Here, let me show you. So that's twice that it's crashed. Let me update to the latest beta. All right, I just updated to the latest beta build of 1.7. And that is 3:14:24. No, that's not right. It was actually yesterday. See if the preset crashes this one. Yep, it's going to crash again. Oh, that's right. I was going to do a giveaway. I almost forgot. Let me grab a screenshot of this. I'll send all this over to the team. Well, at least we got to see it working. Hey, Anthony and Scott. Jerry, how do you get to that giveaway tool again? I always forget that. Then another StreamYard. StreamYard.com/giveaway. All right, just type in if you want this giveaway hashtag LSE. LSE. Hey, Jack. Mr. Humphrey, how are you? All right, I'll be right back. So for these giveaways, I'm going to start doing some, at least on my streams, giving away a cool item. And this is unengraved, so you can engrave it yourself. Or if you don't have the capacity or capability to engrave steel, if you don't have a fiber laser, let me know. And if you want something engraved on it, I will gladly do it for you. But this is what today's giveaway is. Just in case somebody needs an unboxing knife. Yeah, so don't forget, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. That way you'll know when I do another live stream. But today's giveaway is going to be this machete. So if you want it, type LSE. And if you win it and you don't want it, just let me know and we'll draw again. So for those of you still here, 63 of you, thanks for sticking around. And this will be somebody's reward for hanging out. Yep, this is for USA only. And yeah, I'll if you're not over 18, don't enter. Good call out, Jerry. But it's a cool unboxing knife. If you are familiar with my videos, you'll know that when I do an unboxing, I always like to bring out a new unboxing knife. I also have a couple new unboxing knives over there ready to unbox some stuff. All right, hashtag LSE. I'm going to give it another couple minutes and then we'll do the giveaway and shut this down. And then we can all go watch Clack Inventory. Mark, you're not eligible. You are in the UK. These are banned over there. US only. Here, I'll show it again. Yes, this is Ohio Knife and Tool. I got this when I was ordering some K-bars that I had to engrave for the VFW. Jim, it should be able to get that set up, no issues. If you have the USB, the USB stick, then you should have the correct file to get that to import. But hook up with me. Let's try to get together later. Shoot me an email, sales@lightsource.pro, and then we can work on that. But I'll get you set up. All right, 33 entries, and at 7:51, I'm going to go ahead and draw. And here we go. And Jim Pitts is the winner. So you'll be sending me an email anyway, sales@lightsource.pro with your address. And that was totally random. I did not have any involvement in selecting the winner. So congratulations, Jim. And yep, send me an email, sales@lightsource.pro, and we'll figure out one, shipping the knife, two, getting your G2 up and running. But thanks again, everyone. I greatly appreciate you being here. Without you guys, there is no live stream. Uh, I just saw HTL Customs comment. That's hilarious and awesome. I would just be talking to myself. So thank you so much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and I will catch you in the next live stream. See you later.